Do you want to convert more orphan days into book nights? Set the price and minimum night stay adjustments for booking gaps up to the number of nights you specify. Let's take a look at how it's done. From your strategy details overlay, navigate to the far right and click the New button to add a new rule. Then select Gap Night Adjustment Rule from the drop-down. This will allow you to edit the Gap Night adjustment settings for your strategy. First, set the adjustment amount to be applied to dates recognized as gap nights. This can be set as either a flat fee adjustment or as a percentage adjustment based on the nightly rate. Positive and negative numbers can be entered to represent either an increase or a discount. A negative sign in front of the number will always represent a discount. In the example here, we have set a 10% discount for any gap nights. Next, let's set the maximum number of nights that would be recognized as a gap between bookings. The adjustment will then be applied to gap lengths from one night up to the specified value. For the example here, we have set the length of a gap up to 3 nights between bookings. That means a gap between bookings of 1, 2, or 3 nights will have the adjustment applied. There is also an option to set a minimum night stay for bookings made for dates in the gap. This field is not mandatory, so you can leave it blank. In the example here, we have set a minimum night stay requirement of length of gap minus 1. This means that if a gap between the bookings is 3 nights long, the minimum night requirement for a booking would be 2 nights. If you wish to remove the minimum night stay requirement from a rule that already has a requirement saved, you can select the option for no minimum nights. This will allow the rule to be saved with no requirement, and any nights in the gap will have a minimum night enforced from the next highest ranking rule in the strategy. When you're done, click the Save button to save the rule to the strategy. You can see here that the newly created Gap Night rule has been added to the list. You now have the option of saving your strategy and using your strategy as currently composed. Or you may continue adding more rules and fine-tuning other settings in the strategy details. Be sure to review your details and rule settings before clicking the Save button to save the strategy. This will result in new rates being generated for your rental. And that's it. The Gap Night Adjustment Rule is just one of the many exciting features with Rate Genie.